speaking about Nordic, I've gone into an argument with a fellow employer, with a fellow associate at work one time, and this guy was trying to claim that however the Nordic people, that there's caves in Ohio that belong to the Nordic people, and he was insisting that it was Nordic and that the indigenous peoples were not here before. Basically, he was saying that the white race was here before that, and I've come in contact with these yo-yos every once in a while. So much so that he even started saying that the indigenous peoples in Hawaii were not really indigenous to Hawaii. He even got to that argument, basically saying, I mean, how do I confront it?
Yeah, you don't. You know what? No. See, it gets back to kind of a little bit of what was brought up earlier. Let me just, because I'm sorry, I do get a little bit of a headache from this particular subject. See, we can respond to the African descent people about the Olmecs. We can start responding to the Mormons about how they came here. We can start responding to the whole Kennewick man. We can start responding to all of these different attacks on our rights to our continent. We could spend the rest of our lives dealing with that. It's non-productive. You can have all the proof that you want. It's like on the Olmec African thing. Von Cernema himself finally admitted that his dates were wrong, blah, blah, and all I was saying that at one point. But no, he was implying that the Olmecs were Africans and they originated our civilization. That's what you hear, you read on the internet. And you can go on with the Kennewick man. You know what? My personal thing is, I don't even deal with it. Why? It's just like somebody saying, I have proof that your grandmother was a prostitute. And not only that your great-grandfather he was a cannibal. And I have, why spend your time responding to that? Why? Because you're going to get caught up in pendejadas. I've reacted to it at the beginning too. Again, there is proof against all this shit, but they're not interested in it. You can show them all the proof. You can show them movies of actual in Tenochtitlan that there was a great city. You can show them, okay, we went here. It is, we through time travel we proved there were no. Well, maybe you didn't. You didn't go to this place. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's one of those arguments you can't win. And we can't let ourselves get caught up in these arguments. And you can say, oh, but I can't just let them speak that way. Well, you know what? If you get into the discussion, which is not really a discussion, it's like getting into that argument about your grandmother was a prostitute. It's like, okay, you know she wasn't. But you're going to get into the discussion to try to prove that she wasn't. You know what you're actually doing? You're actually disgracing your grandmother by even giving any credence. Think about it. You actually are giving credence to such a thing. And because, oh, you guys are denying the truth and whatever. You know. See, the thing is, they give us all these distractions. Yeah, go ahead.
Just one thing real quick. You want to talk about that shit, but you didn't want to talk about colonialism. That's the way he said colonialism was a long time ago, but then he comes and he wants to talk about this stupid nonsense about the Nordic caves and...
Because that gives them a right to be on this land. And that says we were here before you, so we're not illegals. So I know the fucking arguments, but the thing of it is, then we're going to spend the rest of our lives just, well, you weren't here for it. Oh, yes, we were here for it. Oh, yeah. Instead of talking about, how about 95 million people killed? How about the fact that all our land was stolen? How about the great cities that we had? How about the accomplishments of our people? We can go on. That's what we need to know. We don't need to know, what was Superman's real name. We don't need to know, I mean, it's got nothing to do with anything of what we're talking about. And you can't allow yourself to be diverted or get caught up in these arguments. Like people tell me about, oh, I read on the internet. I said, man, I stopped reading that shit years ago. Because, yeah, I get angry, you know. It's like with us, even when we get, you know, on our Mexica movement phone, we get these white supremacist calls, and we get the vendido calls, and we're at a point, you know what, no caller ID, okay, delete. I don't even listen to it. At one point, I was like, oh, this idiot, I would make notes on it. But after a while, you know what, they're all saying the same shit again and again. And the vendido shit, the white supremacist shit, again and again. I don't even find it amusing anymore. Yeah, but I know for some of you, this is all new, you know, and you'll get angry about certain things, and you'll want to respond. Well, what do I respond? In that particular case, there is no point responding. I don't think this is a really high IQ person you're speaking with to begin with. I don't even know the person. I can tell you, this is not a high IQ person, or not a very moral person. So what's the point? See, we got to learn, we got to choose our battles. Don't let them choose where you're going to fight. Because if you let them choose, you've already lost. And that's like with us and what we're doing. No, we're not going to talk about us illegals. We're talking about 1492. Yeah, but what about the laws that were violated? Yeah, the laws that were violated in 1492. We got to reframe this whole thing. It's not about illegals or SB 1070. It's about 1492 and what happened after that, and the rapes and the enslavements and the theft of our lands and the use of smallpox. What a dishonorable people you are. What a monstrous people you are. Those are what we should be pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding instead of, well, Olmecs, well, I don't know the details of it, or G. Kennewick, man, or I don't know, well, the Mormons and this, or the 10 lost tribes of Israel, my grandfather came from Spain, you can put a book this thick of pendejadas, and you can be reading that book the rest of your life. Kind of, that's what we're doing now. Let's wait until let's be talking about the Lakers. Hey, let's be talking about El Mundial. Let's be talking about what kind of pot you like. Yeah. Let's be talking about what TV show. What's the best reality show? Let's go. But that's what we're doing. Hopefully, not too much of it here in this room. But in reality, that's what the majority of our people are doing right now. We're not meant to be thinkers under white supremacy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna ask. Can you talk about what's the difference between the Mexica movement? Why the Mexica movement doesn't do danza? I think that's an important issue to talk about. Because I know when some people go back to whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know people always talk about the Mexica movement.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to this spirituality thing, and they try to always contradict the facts of the Mexica movement, which they don't have
Yeah.
the facts, but
Well, it's a huge subject, but the quick answer to it is we don't do danza because we respect our ancestors. That's the quick answer. Okay. Take a look at what danzantes are doing. Ahí andan bailando con la cruz. They're Lord Jesus Christ, and then they are. Or the one that Neliolo and I saw out in Baldwin Park, where all the groups of danzantes from the LA area, and they got the copal, and they took the American flag to bless it. Or the danzantes that are out there dancing with bleach blonde hair. Or which might report in terms of this Capitan Aguilar in San Diego going on about we are Latinos because we speak Spanish, and Spanish is derived from the Latin language, and that's why we're Latinos. Again, it's kind of like the other argument. You know, it's kind of like in how many ways are what danza is doing a bunch of pendejadas, a bunch of sacrilege, dishonoring the warriors, dishonoring the rituals and ceremonies of our people. And to claim themselves warriors, and you never see them actually confronting or defending. It's a huge topic, but in the same way that you're not going to convince this other guy about whatever it is, whether it's Kennewick Man, all with people that are into the danza, New Age, spirituality, and all that, you're not going to change their minds. It's not. There is no point to, we bring it up mostly because there are young people who think that somehow that's part of what Mexica movement is about. And they'll say, well, it's a natural thing, they're doing the dance. Well, you know what? If it's part of folclórico, como el ballet folclórico de Mexico, and they say, well, this is more or less the way we think the danzas were, and con luz y humo, and the beautiful colors and all that, to present un folclórico de cómo eran los aztecas, Well, it's theater. But when you do it in the streets and to our people, and you say this is a sacred dance, and you bring in the American flag, y andas con la crucita, that's sacrilege. That's dishonor. I mean, there's more to it, but this is one that I find personally, I get very emotionally angry at the monstrosity of what's going on with that.